Hey, TV fans, welcome to Tori Talks TV. I'm Tori.
And I'm Dr. S.
On this episode, we'll be discussing This Is Us Season 5, Episode 13, called Brotherly Love. And this was a very highly anticipated conversation. Been waiting for this for so long, and I have to give props for the excellent acting done by Sterling K. Brown and Justin Hartley. Amazing.
So good. I know. They were great.
I also want to give credit to the 19-year-old Randall and Kevin, Logan Schroyer and Niles Fitch. Very good.
Oh, it's so good. I know. I love them.
Yes, they did a wonderful job. Those younger actors do a really good job of almost matching the tone and the cadence of the older actors. I'm really impressed by that. I noticed that with Niles Fitch a lot this episode.
They just have that, they get that essence too, that kind of like they don't look exactly alike, but they just capture their essence so perfectly.
Yes. Well said. Yes. So they don't really waste much time. They get right into this, which I was happy about. They didn't drag it on, but I will tell you the Kevin, I'm sorry if monologue didn't do it for me. It was cringeworthy, and obviously it wasn't enough for Randall. He made that very clear.
Yeah, and I kind of suspected that was how it was going to start. Like, he wouldn't know what. I feel like he really did feel the sorry, but he didn't know what he was supposed to feel sorry for, and that's part of the problem.
Yes.
So yeah, it's such a tough situation, and we hear that type of thing all the time. Like, I'm sorry if, and you get really mad when people say that to you. Like, what do you mean if? You did something, and then you're like, well, what did I do? But you can't really exactly say what you did either.
Yes.
Exactly. But then, yeah.
I appreciated Randall too, saying that there were racial blind spots. It was willfully in the dark. That just really captured exactly what he was trying to tell Kevin. I mean, Kevin was very resistant. Took him a little while to get there, but I just thought that was an interesting term, racial blind spots.
Yeah, I thought it was really well done, because I believed both of them in their feelings, when Kevin was like, you're saying I'm a racist, and Randall's like, no, I'm not saying that, you said that. But no one's calling him a racist, but yeah, racial blind spots. He has that white privilege that he didn't understand. But when Kevin explained how he conflated Randall's blackness with the jealousy he had over it, worked for me. I started crying, and we were watching it the whole episode.
Yeah,
we saw in the oh my god, the Mr. Rogers thing was so sweet. But you could see how there was no one to blame at all for, it wasn't like Kevin knowingly, intentionally was mean to him. He just was also a child, and he had all these feelings mixed up, jealousy over Randall, which got mixed up with his blackness.
No, it was a lot to, I mean, exactly like you said, it wasn't his fault, but then he did say that he knew that he was trying to push him down because he thought he got special treatment at the same time, just so conflicting. And then Randall so eloquently saying, because you remember how Kevin painted a picture, and then he's like, well, let me paint you a picture. Yeah. And then he talked about Ghost Kingdom. Oh my gosh, this is amazing. I didn't know this existed. This is so enlightening. And the fact that his Ghost Kingdom consisted of his mother being the librarian and his father being the weatherman, because those are the only two people around him that looked like him.
I know. It was so moving. Just to imagine, the way that they just crafted that whole scene too, of how they came to the understanding of one another was perfect. How does Randall explain how he felt to Kevin, the 40 years of pain, and by telling that giving that example. And it's something that Randall didn't even know was a thing until the last episode that we saw, So yeah, they did that so well. It was good, so good.
The writing, it's just so good. And of course, the way they deliver and their acting choices are so brilliant. But yes, the genuine sorries, the hugging, the crying was just glorious. It was this big breakthrough we've been waiting for.
But it was so subtle too. We didn't have the explosion that we had that, that season that ended where we're oh my god, what's gonna happen to them. I didn't want to see that. But yeah, they just did it so well, where they came to this, I don't know, I just can think of it as coming to an understanding where they're just probably just beginning to have the conversation, but Randall like found a way to explain it, and Kevin like listened.
Yes.
He
He
like
listened,
listened.
really
Yeah.
actually listened, and he
Yeah.
absorbed it. And
Yeah.
it's so well done.
Yes.
Let the healing begin.
I think like I hope that this like functions hopefully as a model for like how to talk about race with like your loved ones, because I feel like especially in this whole year with like all of the stuff that's been going on, and like I know that like like white people like have been reaching out to their black friends to check in, kind of like how Randall would say like, oh yeah, people check in with me, and it's kind of awkward, but like it's a very difficult conversation to have, and it's not going to be perfect, and you're going to mess up, and you're going to say dumb things like Kevin did, like I'm sorry if I offended you, or if this, if that, and like if you just kind of like don't stop at the fight, like keep going. Like luckily they got locked out of the house, so they had to like kind of stay with each other. They couldn't just storm out, and Kevin couldn't just leave. He didn't have his phone. So I really thought it was so like perfectly crafted.
Yes. Yes. And oh my gosh, the comic relief, that neighbor telling Kevin he should stick to comedy. That was a nice little buffer. I loved that. That was hilarious. And just I just want to throw this out here. This could be totally not at all what they meant, but did you notice that Randall's address is 321? It's like 321. No. I don't know. I was like, is that a nod to like the big three? 321. No.
Oh, I didn't even see that.
Now I'm just looking at everything and just trying to find little, like, what do they call them?
Easter eggs?
Easter eggs. Yeah. I'm a white rabbit. But the Matrix. Okay. It doesn't matter. All right. So we didn't get to see Rebecca. We didn't get to see Kate, but we got to see Jack. And I always love Jack. And like that, when you were talking about the Mr. Rogers thing, so Jack, and then when he was trying to make Randall feel better because they thought that he was with the other family, and just little things like that, where it's like innocent. He didn't mean to. He was trying to help Randall, but in return, there's Kevin feeling left out.
Yeah, it's like so nuanced, right? Like the way you can't like what like your version of what happened is true, and so is your version of what happened, but it creates this very complicated dynamic, and it's like 40 years of that type of like two people having different experiences. Both are legitimate, right? But then they've never really had a real talk about it. And I mean, their relationship has been so complicated over these years. Even just how the teenage versions kind of had like a nice talk at the end on the couch. Was like, even though it like that whole episode of him visiting him in LA had like ups and downs. Like they're basically their whole emotional relationship in one little like visit to LA. I don't know. They're much deeper than they seem to be.
Right. I agree with that. Yeah. And then just the best way ever to close out the episode, Randall saying how his ghost kingdom it's still that weatherman and the librarian, and then of course them. And then it ends beautifully with his new ghost kingdom consisting of Laurel and William in the kitchen. And then the goosebumps. I got goosebumps. I never do. And I did. Nina Simone's I Wish I Knew How It Would Feel to Be Free playing in the background. It was this little like bow. You just like,
gosh.
It was perfectly presented. And he smiles in his sleep.
I was trying to like when I watched that, I was like trying to figure out like what was the symbolism of it, like why in this moment is he able to finally like have his ghost fantasy be of his ghost world be of his biological parents. And I'm thinking like it's because he finally got rid of the guilt.
Yes.
Right? Like he's like, it's okay for me to like wish this and also love the Pearsons. I love that his ghost world always went back to the Pearsons, like just like last episode where it was like both, and I forgot exactly what it was, but it was like both, like he's both.
It can be both.
And like I don't know, it was real good.
It was lovely.
Beth had a couple funny moments in the beginning too, as always. She just like sets up every episode for success.
She really does. And of course Kevin with the girls, and they're like they love their Uncle Kevin, and just watching them in the kitchen is
oh my god. Sweet. And Beth was so right. The second they saw him, they were gonna like swoop him away. So she got them out just in time.
Oh my gosh, I love this show.
I know.
The places it goes.
Something's gonna happen with Beth though. Did you
Yeah.
see?
What
Well,
do
I
you
don't know
think's
what
gonna
happened.
happen?
I have no idea. I don't know. Like what? It sounds serious.
I know, but we do know that she's okay though, right? Because of the flash forward. So
Yeah,
I don't
I
know.
don't know. But we didn't see Carol.
Oh yeah, that's right. Oh gosh.
God,
I don't
don't you
I
dare
can't.
take her away. Don't take Carol away.
Don't you dare. No, but you know what? What's crazy is there's not going to be another This Is Us until May 11th. And then that will be the first of the last 3 episodes of this season 5.
That's like a month away.
That's a month away.
Oh my gosh.
What are we supposed to do?
We're
I
gonna have
don't
to
know.
make some predictions.
Exactly what I was going to say. Look out for our predictions. And we want to hear your predictions too and what you thought of this episode. And hey, we're going to be gone for a month from This Is Us, but we are going to be reviewing The Handmaid's Tale season 4. It premieres Wednesday, April 28th, and then they're going to put out 3 episodes at once. And then every Wednesday after that, we'll be reviewing the episodes as they come out until that season ends. So yeah, don't forget about us. We love you. We miss you guys. I miss you already. All right. Thank you so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and then we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.